Hello YouTube. This is part 6 in a series I'm doing about vintage cameras from the 30s through the 70s. Today we'll be looking at a friend's camera of mine. He let me borrow it for today's filming. This is the Minolta 16. The 16 stands for 16 millimeter film. This is This is cataloged as a sub-miniature camera. Not really a true spy camera. We'll get to that in a minute. This particular camera is the Minolta 16-2. Was made between 1960 and 1972. This is an earlier model because it still has the spring inside to keep this case fairly tight onto the body of the camera. The interesting thing about this is that to use it, you open the camera by pulling it apart, and this is the lens. Behind here is the lens. This is the shutter button here. Now, I want you to notice it has a blue dot on the lens cover. And that tells you that the camera has been cocked, the film has advanced, and you're ready to take a picture. Now watch the difference when I release the shutter. The blue dot's gone. So if you were at a situation where it's critical and you only had one chance to do it, you would look down at your camera and say, I forgot to advance the film. And that's done easily by compressing both sides of the camera and then opening, and there you go. Your film is advanced. This is, for the time that it came out, this has a lot of bells and whistles. This has a full range of shutter speeds. B for bulb. That means the lens will stay open for as long as you want. A 30th, a 60th, 125th, 250th, and a 500th of a second shutter speed is available. Also, f-stops. You have 2.8, 4, 5.6, f8, f11, and f16. That's on this side of the camera. The lens. I'm going to show you the lens. I'll put it on B. I'll advance it. Now I'll take a picture to keep the lens cover open. That lens is a 4-element. That 4 elements means that there's 4 pieces of optical glass in a row. Very highly polished elements. You can see here that they're multi-coated. The origin of the Minolta 16 go back to when Seiko, the watch manufacturer, got into cameras. They had a big part in designing this. Let's continue now. This right here is your flash sync cord jack. You would put your flash in here. The only thing on this side would be the shutter release button, the name Minolta 16. This, by the way, is all metal. This camera came in 6 different colors: black, blue, chrome, green, gold, and red. This one is the chrome version, but in actuality it's a matte aluminum. Let's see. We'll turn it around. On this side is your framing viewfinder. You look through here, and you would look through this end to frame your photograph. Early models didn't have this glass here, this lens, and it got full of dirt, so this is actually an improvement. Let's see. On this side is your frame counter here. When you advance it, this would go, when there's film in there. See, I'll close it. I'll open it. It didn't advance because there's no film in here right now. You have the word Japan. This is the release button to pull these two parts apart. Okay, I showed you that side. On this side is plain. Now let's get into the meat of the camera. You push down quite hard on this button to release it, and you have to pull with some force. Pull this apart. Okay, like I said, all metal. This is the inside of that. We'll put that on the side for now. Close this gently, and then you turn the camera over to reveal this. This is the camera film cartridge holder. Okay, you can see here, that's the lens, and the light would shine on the film here. This is the pressure plate to keep the film flat. Now what this was a 16 millimeter film cartridge, not a 110. 110 looks the same, okay, but 110 is about 60% bigger than this. So this takes 16 millimeter cartridges. I did find some for sale on the internet. I found 2 rolls of film which expired 40 years ago, and they were selling 2 rolls of the film for this for $70. I'm sure if you gave it more time, you might be able to find some film at a cheaper price. Okay, so then once you drop in your film cassette, okay, 16 millimeter film cassette, you will close the metal film door. Now, this is an early model. Like I said, this has a spring metal here, which keeps this top from just falling off. They did away with this as production went on. I don't know why. Maybe for cost savings. Maybe they broke off. I'm not sure why they discontinued it. But that's one indication on how early your model Minolta 16 is. And like I said, this is the Minolta 16-2. Okay, now what you do, you put it all back together. Okay, you would put this back on here. You have to hold the spring down. You have to close it like that. You have to make sure that the pin goes into there. A lot of force needed. And now it's in. It came with a strap later on. It came with a better strap. This looks like vinyl. It came with a leather strap. Remember, you advance the film by opening it. Take the picture here. And then you would close it. It had a, that is how you would prevent multiple exposures on one roll. Now, let's get to an accessory. This camera that my friend has in his collection has this. This is the flash, the Minolta flash attachment for this camera. Very nice, all metal, felt and rubber on the inside. It is called the DuoFit S Minolta flash unit. This particular one uses AG1B bulbs, which are still available on the internet. They're about $1 a piece. And the reason the bulb just came out is because my finger hit the eject button on the back, which is here, and then there's a test button if you wanted to just fire the flash to see if it worked. But these bulbs, like I said, they're about $1 each now on the internet. And how you set this up is, okay, now keeping in mind that the lens is here, you want to take this cold shoe, make sure this is the front of a cold shoe. You would slide the flash on this way. And by the way, this also included a tripod mount. So you have a tripod mount on this accessory. You have a cold shoe on this accessory. So it's 2 accessories in one. Let's see, you put it on this way. There's a space in between the lens and the viewfinder. You swing it around and you lock it. You can still advance the film, open, and take a picture with this on. Just makes it a little bit more bulky and quite heavy because it is made of metal if you were going to put it in your pocket. Then this is the flash unit. It slides. Remember now it's a cold shoe. It's not a hot shoe because it doesn't have any circuitry to go to the camera. The flash itself does have a middle ball bearing on a spring, which means that it could operate on a camera that had a hot shoe. All right, you would slide your flash on. Since this gets in the way, I often like to wrap it around on any kind of camera just to keep it out of the lens so it's not in every picture. And then your flash sync cord gets plugged into the jack. You would take your AG1G flash bulb, put it in, push it down, and now you're good to go. The camera does not require any batteries at all. I believe this flash unit also does not require any batteries. I might be mistaken, but I don't see anywhere where a battery would go in. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure, 99% sure this doesn't require a battery. Okay, and then you would do that. You'd close it to make it small, and you're good to go. Let's see, a couple other features of this camera are that the closest you can get with this camera is 5.5 feet. That's one reason why it's not a true spy camera. 5.5 feet, people remember in the day if a spy wanted to photograph documents, 5.5 feet, you would have to stand on a chair to take pictures of documents or put the document on a floor and to be 5.5 feet. It's a little clumsy. But this was meant simply for the amateur to have something small put in their pocket and they're good to go. The camera, what's it trending on the internet? Right now, this camera is trending for $20. Most likely because the film is extremely hard to get. Like I said, there's some 40-year-old expired film on the market, and they want $35 a roll for 16mm film, which this takes. The flash unit is selling for about $10, so which includes the bracket. So on the internet, this is trending for $30 as you see it. Add another $1 for the bulb to make it look complete. The negative that this would produce is extremely, extremely small. It's only 10mm by 14mm. Very, very tiny. I think I covered everything I wanted to cover with you. Great little camera for back in the day. I want to leave this off so I don't take a picture with the flash bulb. Just nice little, very strong, very rugged, all metal, except of course for the lens. Good little camera. Made probably the best I came up with was 1960 because it had the early spring like I showed you on the bottom. So from 1960, Minolta, with the help of Seiko, came up with this lens combination for this camera. The technology is wonderful, good fit, no sharp edges, all aluminum. Very nice, very well made camera, and that's why Minolta is one of your top brands. All right, folks, I hope you enjoyed it. This was number 6 in the series. Subscribe and you'll get all of my shows. Thank you.